All right, we're on hole number 4 of Monday's qualifying round in the Mountain Tournament in the Rookie Division. Let's go to Golf Clash Notebook and take a look at hole number 4. If I can get it to show up here. All right. I know if you're playing in Pro and Expert, I'm not sure even in the Masters, they get so much more wind that there is a hook shot that you can do here and you can get on one. But I haven't researched enough to know whether or not that shot's possible in Rookie just because we don't get as much wind. So on this hole, what I normally like to do is use a quarterback because you really need accuracy. You can hit down in here and get down into this area, but it's very tricky down here, and I see a lot of guys end up in the sand. And from the rough down here, you can still get on. The dangerous part about hitting up here is that if you hit in the rough, especially on that top side, you're not going to be able to get up there, even from the lower side, unless you've got a Nirvana. And even with a Nirvana, it's going to be very difficult to get on it too. So if you're going to use the upper one, the upper fairway, you're going to want to be very accurate. So in this situation, I would definitely recommend using a quarterback. This is why it's so important to get your common clubs to a high level really quick. And it doesn't take very long. I mean, if you're opening a lot of chests and you're playing quite a bit, you can get your common clubs to level 8 to level 10 in just a couple months of playing, especially if you play up to Tour 7. So you're opening up all your chests. You're going to get a lot of common cards, and you're going to be able to max these cards out very, very quickly. So here I want a quarterback and a sniper. I want to use a ball that's got some curl on it. So we're either looking at a Katana or a Quasar. So we're going to start with a Quasar and see how that goes. And we'd like a ball on our second shot that's got some ball guide. So let's take a look at this hole. We'll start off just by playing it straight up. Full wind adjustment. So the two clubs we brought are 1 per ring. So we'll see how that goes. If we find ourselves during the week missing it the same way, then we can make adjustments to it. The key here is to try and hit perfect, because then you can really get a good read. If you're not hitting perfect shots, it's not going to matter. You won't be able to learn from your mistakes. So it's always beneficial to hit perfect, especially on the shot to the green. You know, on your drive shot, especially when you're using a quarterback, you can get away with hitting it great to the left or the right. But when you're doing your drive shot to the green to try and put it in the hole, if you've made really good wind adjustments, you should be right at it. And if you find yourself off the same direction all the time, then you can start making elevation changes. Because this hole is obviously a little higher than where we're at here. But when you're up on the top, you're pretty even with it. So we don't want to get too jiggy with that top spin, because we don't want to roll over and end up in the rough on the other side. So we're at a 5 wins. So we're going to make a full ring adjustment, which is 5. And then our goal here is to just try and hit perfect. And we hit great to the right. But one of the benefits of using a quarterback is that it's a very accurate club. So you can hit it great to the right or the left and you'll be fine. Whereas with an extra mile on that shot, we're not really looking at distance. We didn't use very much of the topspin on that quarterback. So it's not a distance issue. With an extra mile, if you hit it great to the left or the right in that situation, it's very easy to end up in the rough. And from the upper part where we're at, especially if we would have gotten just a little bit farther, we're about the same height as the green. So when people talk about making elevation adjustments on this, I'm not necessarily, if you're on the lower part down here, it's definitely higher. But if you're from the upper part where we're at, it's about the same. although our landing spot is going to be in a hole. So where we're getting our first bounce right here is actually a little bit lower than the green, and then we're coming back up to it. So this is one of those spots where I don't like to get myself so that I'm so close. Okay, so we're 3-5. So we're going to do a 3.5 ring adjustment and see what that does. I didn't even check my distance to see where I'm at. That was bad on my part. Oh, great. Great to the right. And we ended up great to the right. Not good. We need to hit those shots perfect. We would have been right on top of it if we'd hit perfect. This is a tough hole to eagle, even though you get a good look at it every time. I have eagled this hole a few times, but this is not, it's not one of those holes that I get an eagle on it very often. Although you get a really good look at it every time, it's just one of those holes. It's a tough hole to eagle. There's a lot of movement on the green, and there is some elevation change, and the drive's tough. All right. That was hole number 4 of Monday's qualifying round in the rookie division in the mountain tournament. Thanks for watching.